What up, y'all? Look, today was a pretty good day. I ain't gonna lie. Today was a good day. Made some money in the market, called some good plays in the Prosperity Collective. But that's every day. I took some little notes today. I was in the middle of my day. I was like, I think this is something that they need to hear, right? I think this is something they need to hear. So, whenever you see the red notebook, just know, just know, all right. Whenever you see the red book, just know. All right. So look, I'm gonna get right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe, like, comment, say what's up. I would love to hear from you, right? But I don't like to really waste time. I want to just get right into it. So what's been on the heart today is us being held back by voices in our head, right? And when I say we're being held back by voices in our head, it could sound like our own, but what it really is it's the subconscious, right? This is an accumulation of things that you heard over the years. And frankly, you allowed it, right? You allowed it because even when realizing that these people that place these things on your mind were no good, you still hung around. You still stayed around. So it's on you, right? You still stayed around. So when you think about being an adult, right, and not doing what you want to do, the only thing I can think of is you got the wrong voices in your head, right? I'm gonna walk you through an example, and then I'm gonna show you how you can switch it up and change it. Man, when we're younger, we're excited about shit. When we're younger, we are like we know what we want to do, and we go do that thing. And there's not like this barrier. There's not like this double consciousness where you're seeing yourself from the lens of somebody else. No, you are just honoring what you want to do. You honoring how you feel, what you feel like doing, and you going with that. And you getting a lot of joy, a lot of energy from that, right? But somewhere in life, and there's so many, I could sit here and name like 1,000 reasons why this phenomenon happens, because there are people in your life that cause it to happen, but they don't even realize that they're the perpetrators of it, and they just think that everything is all good. You know what I'm saying? But do y'all understand what I mean? Like, there's people in your life who drain your energy. They don't even realize that they drain your energy, right? They just do because they're not aligned with what it is that you ultimately desire. So I'm gonna get into more of that in a little bit. But the main thing is, like, these voices in your head, they come from people who have essentially like lost sight of their desires, right? Somebody very clear about their desires and also on the road to their desires, they would never intentionally like steal from somebody else's, right? They would never try to deter or drain somebody else of their energy. I don't even think they can do it unconsciously, right? I just think that there's something about people who are actively pursuing something and are clear on that's one thing that they stay away from. So a lot of times as adults, what we're doing is we're reflecting back on a time where we were very emotionally open and we were sharing something with somebody, and what we needed in the moment was for them to honor it. What we needed in the moment was for them to be like, yeah, go do that. Hell yeah, go do that shit. That's what we needed. But what we were met with was, it could have been some jokes. You come from where I come from. I'm from PG County, Maryland. So if you said you were trying to do something, like, you usually, it was usually some joning or, something that came behind it, right? You was getting laughed out if you had a big idea. So that's where I came from, right? So there was a lot of things that I had to work through, right? I'm not going to put the blame on anyone, right? That's just not what men do. That's not what adults do. But that's where a lot of the, like the doubt started as I started getting a little bit older, right? So what I realized was that, damn, when I started to get out a little bit, started to travel a little bit, started meeting new people, and not even just necessarily like out of the, state. It's just like just different people within the state. Even when I wasn't like away at school, I wasn't away in some other state, just meeting different people that were on a different frequency, you realize that like, damn, everybody don't got jokes, right? Because jokes really just be like a lot of like truth wrapped up in a joke, but a joke is easier to digest. It's also easier for a coward to share a joke. You see what I'm saying? A coward can't just be like this and then stand on that. A coward has to say something through a joke and then wait for your reaction and then cover it up. That's what they do. You feel me? So that's probably what you got a lot of, growing up, if you ever got to a point where you were doubting, or if it wasn't you, it was secondhand and you seen it up close and personal, right? So you already thinking about what somebody may say before you go off and do something. Now, what I've learned to do is just get very wise about how I share things and who I share them with, what I'm doing and all of that stuff, because I know where the energy comes from, right? When you are deeply passionate about something, it can be a little bit vulnerable to share that with somebody else. So you got to be very careful about who you share that with, because the whole objective to bring this thing into fruition is keeping that energy high, because the low frequency is doubt. The high frequency is like, hell yeah, I'm doing this. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I'm going to keep doing it. And you got to stay there, right? But you can only stay there by it being supported and reinforced by the right energy. When it's met with the wrong energy, right back down to square one, right back down to doubt. And all of the progress that you gained, all of the belief that you had in yourself when you were by yourself and creating that thing and excited about that thing, just gets sucked away from you in an instant just because of these types of people. Oh, but when you find the people that's also like on that same frequency, even if they don't quite understand how you're going to pull it off, they know how the universe works. And you feel even bigger after telling them. You like, hell yeah. It's not a lot of people like that. But when you find them the ones you want to share your good news with. Those are the ones you want to share, what you're working on with. So you don't got to be blabbering it all over the place, right? Like creation is sacred. You let people, see your creation on the other side. But when you in that process, it's only a small few that will be able to hold it with care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned. I'm still getting better at this, but it took time to learn this. But once you get it, you're gonna find yourself like just more comfortable, just like being the unique, creative that you are, because that's all we are as co-creators. If we made in the image of God, God created us, then we're co-creators. The reason that you may feel low or depressed is because you're not creating enough. Why? Because you got the double consciousness. You're too worried about what people are thinking about you. Right? So we want to make sure that we start to, get around people that understand. What's funny, man, like it's people that I've known for years that I've told things and they just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Or just like, oh yeah, look. And then there's people that I've known for a shorter period of time and, like the vibe of the exchange became bigger. Like I came with something, then they came with something, and then what we created was bigger. But when you come with something and then somebody else come with jokes, or somebody else come with some sort of attack or some sort of low energy or some sort of doubtful, hateful, vibe, dude, it's going to consume you. It's going to consume you. I want you to ask yourself this. Have I been consuming more than I've been creating? Have I been consuming more than I have been creating? That's going to tell you where your frequency is. This is also going to introduce you to the type of people that you need to be around. You need to be around the creators. Their energy is lighter. The consumers that don't ever say shit, that just be scrolling thinking they incognito, but they energy speaking loud as shit, stay away from them. Find you a community of people that are doing what it is that you desire to do and can meet you where you are, and you ain't got to explain nothing. So remember I said that subconscious thing in the back of your mind, right? So now as you start to have more of that, that's going to be the voice that's in your head. And that voice from when you were younger or when you were in your hometown or whatever, that's going to start to fade away. You're going to start to feel bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're going to start to feel a little bit different. And yeah, there will be some moments where, you feel like you can't spend, the time with certain people. And it's okay. It's nothing personal. And here go the thing, right? I'm not one of the people that's like, oh yeah, cut everybody, all that. Like, no, I'm not saying that. You can have great friendships with people that just may not be, where you are creatively, or they may not have the, like the drive or whatever for, to hold space for, some of those creative exchanges. But it's cool. Like, you don't got to be like, oh, I hate you for that. It's like we're all human. We are all here and have something to contribute to this world, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here. But it's just like going to the gas station, right? If I need gas, I'm gonna go to the gas station. I'm not gonna go to a Tesla electric charging station. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, it's not, that Tesla charging station exists for a reason, but it's not what I need. So I'm probably just not gonna hang out there too much. Right? But it do be some cool people at the Tesla charging station. I had a Tesla back in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be some cool people there. You can catch a cool conversation with them. You catch the metaphor? You see what I'm saying? Like, you can still be with your old friends, but just understand, like, when you're in a certain season in life, or there's certain things that you want to get accomplished, just know what you need and surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself with that energy. All right? I want y'all to do amazing, man. Like, the whole goal of this channel is to get you to your unique self, right? Like, I trade. I'm a creative. I got a watch company. It's all documented stuff you can go look up, right? And this is all me. It's all who I truly am. I love watches. I got my first one when I was 7. Passionate about it. Started a watch company, right? Quit my job. Needed to learn how to make money, so I started trading. Now I'm showing people how they can quit their job and replace their income or build their income through trading. This is all authentic to me. I'm even playing around with music now, right? 36 years old, starting music journey, right? Because that's how I feel. It's something that I want to express, right? We all have that in some way or another, but you'll never get to it if you stay locked into that old shit, right? Like, you running a script in your mind, and sometimes that script in your mind is not even where people still are. That's another thing, right? But we don't gotta go there. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But what I want you to focus on is getting around reinforcing energy, right? Give your creativity the room to run. Give your ideas, give anything that you want to contribute to this world the room to run, and surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing. Stay away from the suckers. Stay away from people that's not doing it, right? Stay away from people that's not consistent with it, right? Or at least limited. All right? It's always love over here. I appreciate you guys for tuning in again. If this was helpful, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I'd love to, keep talking to y'all like this, man. Like, it's been fun. I feel like I'm finally starting to, like, get into like a little pocket of just like what I want to share, right? Like, you guys know we have the Prosperity Collective, where we trade every single morning and make money to help change people's lives. But there's so much more that we need, right? Trading is one aspect, right? You need that community. You need that support. You need these words right here, right? So I'm trying to provide that in any way that I can, right? So like I said, when y'all see this red notebook, this is like just right. This ain't no frills, right? It's nothing pretentious over here. Just like when I get an idea, it's coming directly from here, and I'm putting it in here, and I'm like, this is what they need to hear. Damn, that was a bar. I'll see y'all in the next one.